What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. We got a great matchup going down this Saturday in San Francisco, California. It'll be taking place at the home of the Golden State Warriors. Chase Center will be the venue. In one corner, you're going to have the WBC Junior welterweight champion, Regis Prograis, who has a record of 29 wins, 1 loss, 24 KOs, taking on former undisputed lightweight champion, moving up to 140 pounds, the junior welterweight division. He goes by the name of Devin "The Dream" Haney. He has a record of 30 wins, 0 losses, and 15 KOs. Now, Devin Haney is the A-side. He is the house fighter. He's fighting in his hometown. He'll be taking on Prograis, who's from New Orleans. I think now he's living in Houston, Texas, aka H-Town. And he's definitely the B-side fighter. That's a rare occurrence in the sport of boxing. Usually the champion gets A-side status, but in this situation, Devin Haney, who, when you look in recent memory, is getting A-side treatment. Now, Canelo Alvarez took on Triple G about 5-6 years ago. He was the challenger taking on Triple G, who was the universally recognized #1 middleweight champion. Canelo was coming up from 154, and Canelo got A-side treatment, but Canelo had already established himself as attraction in the sport of boxing. He's one of the faces of boxing, a big draw, so you can see that being the case. But Devin Haney, on the other hand, is not shown to be that big of an attraction in the sport of boxing. So for him to get A-side status and basically be getting all the privileges, you know, headlining the card, it's Haney versus Prograis, not Prograis versus Haney, is a rare occurrence in the sport of boxing. With all that being said, it's going to be a great matchup. It's going to basically come down to which fighter can implement his style of fighting. When you look at Regis Prograis, who's the WBC junior welterweight champion, when he gets in the ring, he lets his opponent know that he is the boss in that ring. He's throwing bombs. He's got one of the best left hands in the sport of boxing. He don't get enough credit for being a ferocious body puncher. He does a lot of damage to his opponent. Very underrated technically. A lot of people look at him as a puncher, but he's basically what you call a boxer puncher. He's a southpaw, so his power hand is the left hand, and he throws a looping left hand, he throws a straight left hand. He has great timing on that left hand. Like I said, he always, in his fights, establishes himself as the boss of that ring. Basically, he puts his opponent in a very precarious situation as far as, damn, this dude is throwing bombs. Every shot he's landing is hurting me. He's hitting me on the back. He's hitting me on the arm. He hit me into the ribs. He's just doing damage. Now, one thing Regis Prograis, I think, going to have to learn, especially when he steps up in class, which he's going to be doing this Saturday night, is he's going to have to start throwing other punches besides bombs, taking some off his punches. You know, maybe throwing a jab, just to touch him with the jab, touch him with the jab, touch him with the jab, and then throw the left hand with power. Changing speeds on his punches is what he needs to work on. Hopefully he's been working on that in the gym, because if you're throwing nothing but bombs, which Prograis does, you got to be set to throw them bombs. And when you talk about a fighter of the caliber of a Devin Haney, who has great footwork, and when you set and you try to throw those bombs, he's not going to be there. He's going to be out of punching range, because he's going to see you setting your feet. He's going to get out of harm's way. And that's what Regis Prograis is going to have to do a better job of, is being a little bit more able to fight when he's not set. If he's able to do that, then he's going to be able to give Devin Haney problems. Now, he has not shown that thus far in his pro career, and him being the age of 34, establishing himself as a world champion, multi-division world champion. As the old saying in sports, a leopard don't change his spots. And that's what Devin Haney and his team is counting on. They're saying this guy is set. He's got to be set to throw his power punches. With my footwork being athletic, I'll be able to be out of range when he's throwing those shots, and I'll be able to kind of pick him apart from the outside. And that's one thing Devin Haney is a master at, is implementing his style of fighting. Great jab, knows how to control distance, knows how to get in that mid-range, get his shot off. He's a classic 1-2 puncher. Left jab, right hand. He's a pretty good body puncher too. But thus far in his career, he's not shown to be a power puncher, but he's a very accurate puncher. He's a very sharp puncher. When you look at his opponents, they're not rushing in. So he must have some type of thump on his punches for his opponent not to rush in. Now, a lot of times when they tried to rush in, like a George Kambosos, he's able to tie him up with the old jab and grab technique. But he's a very offensive-friendly fighter. I think he get a bad rap. A lot of people say, oh, he's boring, and his style of fighting is not exciting. But when you look at his last several fights, man, he's very, very offensive-minded. He's not in there just trying to jab, and be on the defensive. And as soon as his opponents throw punches, trying to smother the punches or grab the guy and take the fight to the middle of the ring and basically keep the fight in the middle of the ring and don't try to, step on the gas as far as offensively. That's not Devin Haney's style, man. He's a very offensive fighter. Kind of remind me of Bernard Hopkins in that regard, man. He's a guy that once he gets rolling, man, he'll kind of drop that right hand and he'll kind of drop the left hand and be looking to throw that right hand in the mid-range. Very, very Bernard Hopkins-like. He's got a little bit of Roy Jones too, man. He can hit you with the 1-2, give you different angles, 1-2, turn you. He's a very, very technically gifted fighter, man. Devin Haney is a beautiful offensive fighter, man. Don't get enough credit for that. Now, Regis Prograis coming out of that southpaw stance, he kind of reminds me of, like I said, of Bernard Hopkins. He's got a little bit of Roy Jones. He got a little bit of Manny Pacquiao. He's got those thick calves like Manny Pacquiao have, no homo. Those thick legs, which generate the power with the left hand and the right hand. Now, one thing he's going to have to be watching out for is the left hook, man. In his fight, he's been susceptible to the left hook because he's an offensive-minded fighter, too, and he tends to, when he's throwing that left hand, to kind of drop the left hand in the mid-range. That's going to give Devin Haney opportunities to land the left hook over the left hand. So the right hook over the left hand. So he's going to be susceptible to that. He tends to drop his left hand out of the southpaw stance, which would enable Devin Haney to land that right hook. And if Devin Haney is able to drop Regis Prograis, it'll be with the right hook that Regis Prograis does not see. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. This is a very interesting matchup. It's going to boil down to once Regis Prograis touch Devin Haney, and I believe he is going to touch. It's going to come a point in this fight where he's going to touch Devin Haney with some power shots. What will be Devin Haney's response? If he goes into starting to fight off the back foot, backing up, and basically letting Regis Prograis know that those punches are having an effect on him, he's going to be in the world of trouble because Regis Prograis is one of the best finishers in boxing. And like I said, he is a guy that lets his opponent know that he is the boss in that ring. And if he's laying to land those shots and he see you start to retreat, he's going to really put his foot on the gas and look to get you up out of there and look to do a lot of damage before getting you up out of there. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, if he hits Devin Haney with some shots and Devin Haney is not hurt, and Devin Haney is able to, even if he is hurt, give him the poker face. Don't let Regis Prograis know that he's hurt, and still able to control him on the outside, control range, establish his jab, pot shot it from the outside, and do what Devin Haney has been doing throughout his pro career, then Devin Haney is going to win the fight. It's a very, very interesting matchup. Now, Devin Haney in the Jorge Linares fight got wobbled late in that fight. And Jorge Linares is not nearly the puncher that Regis Prograis is. When he fought Jojo Diaz was able to hit him with straight left hands. And Jojo Diaz, like Regis Prograis, is a southpaw fighter. But Jojo Diaz don't have the power of a Regis Prograis. So when you look at those two fights, and in particularly the Jojo Diaz fight, getting caught with those straight left hands, he cannot get caught with those straight left hands from Regis Prograis. Because Regis Prograis will do a lot of damage to Devin Haney and possibly stop Devin Haney in the second half of that fight. Another fight that I was looking at, the Devin Haney versus Vasily Lomachenko fight. He got caught with a lot of left hands by Vasily Lomachenko, who actually was a naturally smaller guy. And like I said, if he getting caught with those left hands by Regis Prograis, he's going to be in a world of trouble. But the thing about Regis Prograis is he don't disguise his offensive arsenal like Vasily Lomachenko does. So again, he needs to set his feet, and I think that's going to be his downfall, having to set his feet to land his power shots. And there's no way you're going to beat a guy that is very athletic, a guy that's very good with the in and out, getting in and getting out, hitting you with the 1-2, turning you, giving you different looks, throwing shots from different angles. There's no way he's going to be able to catch Devin Haney with those shots, unless Devin Haney tires in the second half of that fight. He kind of slows down, then that will probably allow Regis Prograis to set his feet and start landing those bombs. But outside of him getting tired in the second half of that fight, I don't see Regis Prograis able to land the power shots if he needs to be set. So he would definitely have to show a different dimension of his offensive arsenal versus Regis Prograis. Hopefully he'll be working on that in the gym, being able to throw punches without being set. That's going to be the key to this fight between Regis Prograis versus Devin Haney. Very, very, very interesting matchup. I'm going to go with Devin Haney to win this fight by decision. I think Regis Prograis will have his moments. I think he will be able to touch Devin Haney with the left hand, but I don't think he'll be able to hit Devin Haney with the left hand enough to win the fight. I think Devin Haney is the more technical fighter. He's the more athletic fighter. I don't know about hand speed wise. I think Regis Prograis might have faster hands than Devin Haney, equally as fast as Devin Haney as far as hand speed goes. But again, Devin Haney don't have to be set when he's getting off his offensive punches. He can hit you. He can fight off the back foot. He can fight coming forward. He don't have to be set to throw punches. He's a great counter puncher. He's an underrated body puncher. He's a very gifted fighter and a very fan-friendly fighter, and he don't get enough credit for that. He's not a boring fighter. Early on in his career, maybe when he first came on, especially when he's fighting on Showbox, he probably was a little bit boring. But when you go back and look at the Lomachenko fight, the Jorge Linares fight, the Jojo Diaz fight, those were very, very exciting fights in my opinion. Very, very fan-friendly fights in my opinion. So I believe he get a bad rap in that regard. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Let me know who you like in this fight. Do you like Regis Prograis, the WBC junior welterweight champion, or do you like Devin the Dream Haney, the former undisputed lightweight champion, making his debut in the junior welterweight division? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, and I holla.